Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gyle here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. 100 casts in the series, guys. What a landmark. And I want to stop and take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your support and all of your messages of encouragement that you've given me over the last year or so. It means a tremendous amount, and not just for the support that you've given me in the channel, but also for the game in general. FAF would be nowhere without you guys, and it's a testament to each and every one of you that a game as old as FA has been kept alive in such stunning fashion as it has been. And with Galactic War on the horizon, as well as all the tournaments that are planned, the future looks bright. So thank you once again. And to mark 100 casts in the season, I have a rather special game for you guys. It's going to be a 6v6. I don't often cast those purely because I don't really have the attention span for it, but I'm going to give it a go today. It's going to be an average Joe's, although we've got a couple of pros thrown in there to mix it up, and it's going to take place on Twin Rivers EP. So let's head on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. So Twin Rivers EP, very similar of course to its vanilla format, just a couple of extra places on the lower ground here for each side, filling up the player base for each team. Let's take a look at the teams and how they work out, how they match up. Up here we'll call this Team 1. Down here we'll call this Team 2. We'll bring up the sheet for Team 1. Down here at on the left we've got Chili. He's going to be the inherent pro for Team 1. 1701 his ranking in his Peacock Teal. He's going UEF, opening first and second land. His first teammate to his right in Baby Pink is going to be Hyperion Days. I can get him in shot. There we go. He's going Cybran, also opening first land. And to his right, or southern eastern position, we've got TEA's Orlex in electric blue, going Aeon, opening first land, second air. And I was about to say last but not least, but it's not, of course, because it's a 6v6. Down here we've got Yuri in Halib Orange. He's going Aeon, and he's opening first land as well. And then up to the high ground at the back, if I can get just centered on him. There we go. It's Scotty Rocks in combat green, and he's going Aeon, opening first land. And last but definitely not least, with a name like that, it's Nipple Boner. And not only that, he's going breast cancer awareness pink. I respect you, fella. I really do. What a legend. He's going Aeon, opening first land, second air. So that is Team 1. Let's take a look at Team 2. Down here at the bottom right is my good friend and fellow caster TA for life. He's the resident pro for Team 2 at ranking at 1970. And he's going Baby Blue Seraphim, opening first, second and third land. And to his left we've got The Chosen One in lovely lavender. He's going UEF, opening first land. And team member number 3 for Team 2 over here is Mr. Q. Sounds very mysterious, in mellow yellow. He's going Cybran. And then up here it's Natinator in Pontiff White, also going Cybran, going first and second land. And then up at the back on the high ground in Burgundy Red, we've got Deriboo, who's opening first and second air and going Cybran. And last but not least, sporting this season's very fashionable Ferrari Red, is Cash Kid, or Crash Kid, sorry. He's going UEF, opening first air. So, whoa, didn't that just take forever? I hope that wasn't too dull, but you've got to give these guys their fair due. And we've already got a little bit of combat going on. A sneaky Mech Marine has made its way down on 5 hit points, no less, to the back of Natinator's base. Very good work there from Chili, taking down the mechs and drawing what I think is probably going to be first blood in this. Probably not going to live to see another winter, though. Natinator coming in with his ACU. On a quick blast with that iron cannon. Bam! He won't be writing home to mother anytime soon. And now another little push up here at the front from Chili. Going to be knocking out an engineer this time and putting yet another mechs under threat. A little bit of a ping going down there from Team 2, warning about it. And look how far Yuri is already down south, stealing all of the mass from the Central Reservation that should either rightfully be the Chosen Ones or TA for life, but Yuri don't care. He gonna take what's his. And Team 1 looking to get the better of the mass. We can see, I think, one transport's already been hoovered up there by Chile on his side of the central reservation. It's got an engineer waiting there to claim any more that as and when he feels like it. But a Mex that got Chile nabbed earlier by Natinator is being taken down at the pace at which continents move apart by Hyperion Days and his single solitary Mantis. There obviously was something in the area, or an engineer seems to have gone now, but engineer from Chile hoovering up a T1 PD that didn't get finished. Obviously, it was Natinator's attempt to put a little base there and stop spam moving down from T1, but alas, was unsuccessful. And Yuri moving very far south indeed. He's going to plonk down a Eruptor T1 PD for Aeon, try and secure these two mass points. It could be potentially a little bit ambitious. The spam for the moment is going to respect that ACU and pull back. TA for Life passing his opponent here, Olex, on the riverside, and move further north still. Olex going to move south and potentially run into some of TA for Life's T1 spam. TA for Life bumping into some of Yuri's units as he goes. Just a couple of Auroras left. Now just the one. Olex thinning out some of TA's units in turn. At least Yuri's managed to get that Eruptor in place now, so that's something for both of those comms to head to if they feel like they're in any kind of major trouble. Just the Q cutting off the advance of Chile there, just camping that area, those two mass points with a bunch of Mantis, preventing Chile from moving any further south. And now a little bit of an engagement between two bunches of units there, between Chile and Natinator. Chile gonna run away, doesn't want to commit too much to that fight, use more units than he has to. Mr. Q and Natinator going to pursue for the moment. That engineer is probably going to lose out though. There's some pinging going on now, and I think it's TA for Life's ACU that Team 1 are concerned with. Hyperion Days and Olex looking like they want to take some HP off TA for Life, at least for the moment. But Olex running into a few extra units there from TA who've come up to alleviate the pressure. All parties are going to back out of that, wanting to lose too many HP off their ACUs, at least not in this the early stage of this. But look how far forward some of these units are for Team 2. Natinator and Mr. Q really pushing up this left-hand side of the map. They're going to struggle to make too much more room though for themselves. There are some auto guns, or an auto gun in place there, placed by Hyperion. Now we've got some com-on-com action going down. TA for Life looking a little bit more healthy though than his opponent. Olex down to around 7,500 HP. TA for Life sitting on around 8,000. TA for Life pursuing with T1 spam of his own. And Olex needs to be a little bit careful here. He's got a lot of enemy units. He probably needs to start overcharging, although it's very early. I bet he hasn't got any energy storage. No, he doesn't, so he can't overcharge any of these units, and this could be a really early kill here from TA for Life. Olex caught napping, down to 2,000 HP already. TA for Life focusing on him with his commander, and he's not going to get out of there. Surely, down he goes, injected at minute 7. Boom! TA for Life scores the first kill in this game after just 7 minutes. Nice play, TA. We like what we see. So immediately, Team 1 on the back foot with just 7 minutes gone. Trying for a little bit of a counter push perhaps though on top. Hyperion seems to have a really nice looking group of Mantis together. Managed to at least stop Natinator placing an auto gun that far forward. That would be really annoying. We've already got T2 tech on the field as well from Hyperion. He's throwing down some Cerberus turrets. It's going to give him a really nice wide berth, prevent Team 2 from pushing any further up on his position. He's just going to whack down a shield as well. We can turn this into a firebase. This is where he's going to be holding his ground. And now it's Chile's turn to move forward as well. And we've got some chat going on in Team 1. And it's Yuri's turn to come under fire. Lots of bombers coming in from Deribu. All T1 for the moment, so not a great deal of damage going to go down on them or anything like that. But there's a lot of them in the air. not a lot of coverage for Team 1 in terms of interceptors. We've got interceptors on the ground, though, for TA for Life, certainly in the area, who's going to be able to afford those bombers some protection. Yuri now running for his life. Knock that back up to regular speed. Still lots of bombers in the air, and we could potentially see another early ejection here at 8.5 minutes. He's still got around 7,600 HP on the clock, so it's not critical. But another wave of bombers coming in from Deribu as well. And if Team 1 don't get some protection up in the air quickly, they could be about to lose another member of their party. Full share is on, though. Yuri does have access to Olex's base. He stopped moving. That's very ill-advised indeed, but he's coming in with some thistles. That's going to give him some nice anti-air coverage. I would still be moving back towards his base, though, if I were him. He's got 4,400 HP. That's not a great deal to play with. There's only a couple of bombers left in the sky, though, and no more incoming. There's another bunch landed back at Deribu's base. And now we're getting some common spam action here from Chile. It's quite far forward and alone. You see a triad that he started to produce. So he's got access to T2 tech on that com. Having a good chance to finish it, though. That construction plot gets brutalized. So he's going to have to withdraw, I think, and wait for some friendly reinforcing units. But now it's Yuri's turn to push on the right side. He's got blazes as well in the mix there, so he's got access to some T2 Aeon ground tech here. Nice overcharge there from TA for Life, so he's got plenty of power storage. You can see 14,000 max access to overcharge. That's going to stand him in pretty good stead. And I think he's going to be making his stand here on this side of the map, right next to the riverbank, and he's got a drop prepared as well. Looks like what that is, lots of FAMs on board that transport. He's already made a push out to the right as well. He's making a grab for the side island. That is the first grab that anybody has made. Lots of those T1 bombers still alive, though, for Deribu. He could really cripple Yuri if he wanted to, but he's still going for a com kill. Yuri trying to micro as best he can. Down to the red, 3,200 HP left on that commander. Needs to get some more support in the air. Team 1 ASAP. Don't want to lose another member of their team. Harassment left, right and center for this poor Aeon commander. A little bit of a right turn there saves him from another shot. Another wave of bombers incoming. He needs to be really careful here. 2,700 HP on the clock. TA for Life comes in with some extra interceptors to offer those T1 bombers some protection. Another wave of bombers coming in, this time passing over those thistles, though, so they're going to lose a lot of them before they actually get to target. Bombs away once again. Yuri does a nice little bit of microing, and they are really focusing in on him at the moment. They sense another kill is imminent if they can get enough bombers in the sky. If someone else was to commit to some T1 bombers, they could definitely grab him. We are seeing some Janus on the field as well for Crash Kid. If those get sent in, that could be the end of Yuri as well. 2,200 HP left on the clock for that commander, but still not enough in the area to finish him off. I think they've got enough anti-air now to deal with it. But look at this over on the left-hand side, and Natinator has been brutalized by Chile, who's going to build some PD, get a bit of a PD creep on as well. He manages it. Natinator's trying to respond by spamming up an auto gun if he can. Some friendly units coming in from Mr. Q to alleviate the pressure. Natinator needs to be really careful here. Chile's got a fully brutalizing 19,000 HP commander, and he's not going to be able to stand up to that, especially not with the parashield coming in as well. Natinator is making a run for it, or at least he should be. He's turning around. What are you doing, my friend? You deserve to get a Darwin Award for that one. Down he goes at 12.5 minutes, ejected from the game. That evens things up. Both teams losing one player. Of course, full share is on, although that commander did go Nova right in the middle of his base, so there won't be a great deal of units to transfer over to the leading player, which I imagine will be TA for Life. He'll get probably a couple of T1 mexes in there. He's got a T2 as well, a couple of T2s, although doesn't look like he's going to be able to hang on to them. Chile is setting up shop in Natinator's old base, trying to throw down a shield gen as best he can, but still quite a few units in the area are causing him issues. Now Team 2 going to have to look to this exposed flank, at least when Olex went pop on this side of the map. TA for Life was unable to push up and really threaten this side of Team 1's bases, but look how far forward Chili is. He's already got a shield gen in place, and there's lots of hostile units on this side of the map, so Mr. Q and the Chosen One are going to have to be very careful about how they proceed from this point on. The Chosen One's well aware of that. He's already spamming up trad, so he's got T2 tech on that commander. He's going to have to lock down this region, and Mr. Q is going to have a really tough job to lock down this region as well, especially since he's going to be facing pillars and mongoose and all kinds of, and blazes, all kinds of T2 tech, which currently, frankly, out-punishes him quite significantly. He doesn't have any T2 tech on the field. He is upgrading his commander, or at least he was. That looked like he just cancelled it as he got access to T2 tech on that comm. No, he doesn't. So he is at a major tech disadvantage, and now he's got a lot of troops threatening the rear and the left side of his base. The Chosen One is going to try and cut off some of this spam as best he can, but he has got a lot of units at his disposal. So this could be a tall order for him, and he really needs to get in here and help his comrade as best he can. If Mr. Q loses his base, it's going to be a tough comeback for Team 2. Certainly don't want to lose all that production power, and still Team 2 unable to make any real massive headway on this side, although TA for Life is getting a little bit of a point defense creep on now, which I like the look of. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 T2, 5 T2 PDs in a line on this side of the map. So he's got a nice cheeky T1 radar in there. It's going to help him with intel. He's going to continue that creep as far forward as he thinks it's safe to do so. I think that is the right plan of action at this stage. Lots of Mantis, though, building up on the left-hand side finally for Mr. Q. He's trying to spam out as many units as he can to contend with Chili, who's pushing in with mixtures of T1 and T2 and his commander. I imagine he's got access to overcharge. Yes, he does. So that T1 is going to get brushed aside pretty easily, I think, as well as Hyperion Day is coming with a whole bunch of Mantis. This isn't looking great right now for Mr. Q and his base. We've got some air support coming in, though, from the rearguard players for Team 2. Lots of T1 bombers from Deribu, and odd Janus or two coming in from Crash Kid, and Chili's turn to be a little bit concerned. Takes a large volley of Janus fire to the face. Luckily for him, he's got a few parashields in the area, he can shield his comm, and he's also got a whole bunch of skyboxers which will just mince all of that air. No second or third bombing runs for you, sir. That is one clean little bit of airspace they've got for themselves now. And these pillars just walking through what's left of Mr. Q's base. T2 mexes going down, T1 factories going down. It's not a pretty sight for Team 2. Not a pretty sight at all. Top Island still yet to have anyone make a claim for. But the Chosen One getting in amongst the units with some T2 of his own. I like that. He's trying to cut off Chili from reinforcements. That is a nice maneuver. But just lacking on the firepower to make it happen, I feel. The reinforcements coming in from Hyperion Days, and Mr. Q's base is looking terribly untidy, young man. Tidy your room. Mother never tell you. There's very little you can do about it at this stage, I feel. I think we could be looking at the end of the game for Mr. Q. I don't see him getting back in this one at all unless he gets some immediate help from some of these rearguard players here, focusing very heavily on air, but they haven't got air superiority. They need to be pumping some land troops into the mix to alleviate the pressure. TA for Life is busy as a bee over here on the right hand side. He couldn't possibly spare anything to help his teammates. Not at the moment, I shouldn't think. little bit of a point defense creep going on from the Chosen One. I like the idea behind that. If you cut off the reinforcements, they might be able to secure this side, but look at how badly treated Mr. Q's base has been. He has got some T2 tech on the field now, but if you can hold on to that factory, I would be very surprised indeed. Some units coming in though from the Chosen One, mixtures of pillars and strikers should potentially finish off this group of Mantis. They're not primarying that T2 factory anyway. Down they all go, and finally we're getting some T2 land units, or land units of any description in from the back players, but look at this. Unreal. Nipple Boner coming in with tons of Spectres out of nowhere, and surely the Chosen One is screwed now. He's making a play for home, but there's nothing in the area. Beautiful little snipe there. Mr. Q needs to be really careful not to walk too far into that explosion. Luckily, the Nova takes out all the rest of those Spectres, or he'd be in trouble as well. But another man down for Team 2. Luckily, full share is on. That's actually better though for Team 2 that he goes down and not Mr. Q. That does hand all of that mass and income. There's a couple of T3 mexes, or at least a T3 mex in there, straight over to TA for Life's control. And this could actually cause problems for Team 1 in the long run. Mass and energy you end up giving to TA for Life, generally it's not good for your health. You don't want that guy ending up with too much mass and energy at all. He is going to be the guy who's going to know what to do with it best, especially in an average Joe's where he's the only guy on his team that isn't an average Joe. It's one of those things where actually taking out eco, one of those few occasions taking out eco will be more efficient than to your game, to your strategy, than a com kill. It's about the only time that will be the case, unless of course the com kill happens to be TA for Life. I think Team 1 need to focus as much as possible on killing mexes and eco much more than sniping commanders, although that was a beautiful little snag there from Nipple Boner, who just brings a smile to my face every time I say his name. Well done, sir. Very well done. I approve. Mr. Q, though, still in this for the moment. He's only got 5 factories left and a couple of mexes on the field. Must have 0 power, 58 power. He won't be producing much with that. He won't be overcharging. All he can do is standing there and put in a few gun blasts from his ACU, but I think he's suiciding now. He knows he's more or less out of the game, and at least his com blast will take out a few of these units. Down he goes at minute 20. Another man down for Team 2. And at minute 20, Team 2 find themselves with just 3 players left of their 6. Spectres coming in once again for Nipple Boner, working on those triads. I'm trying to keep it together, guys. I'm ever so sorry. Lots of interceptors of all different colors. We'll take a look very briefly at what this looks like in terms of teams. So green and blue there representing Team 2. Everybody else representing Team 1. Team 1 seeming to have the better of the air game, although there's a lot of TA for Life's T2 mobile flak in the area. It's all going to come down to how well Chile can push on this left-hand side. If he can make a push down here, take out the Chosen One's old base, and cut TA for Life off from his rear guard players here at the back, they could potentially stifle him out of the game. TA for Life looking quite heavily camped up here at the front. He has got a lot of static defense up here at the front. He's building tons more. Definitely looking to make his stand over here on the right-hand side. But Yuri with tons of T1, and he's doing the right thing as well. He's spamming Evensong's T2 mobile missile launchers for Aeon to try and outrange this fire base that TA for Life is putting together. Over here on the left-hand side, lots of Mongoose on the field, lots of pillars. They are just about getting the better of Crash Kid. Chile was trying to get a stealth gen together, but he decided against it. Going to be too worried about it for the moment. And still no play from any member of either Team 1 or Team 2 for that top left island. Bottom right island, though, firmly under TA's control and giving them a decent chunk of mass. And rocking 197 odd mass, 190-ish, actually it's around about the 140 mark for TA for Life. Still puts him way out in the lead, though, in terms of eco. Of course, he's had a few players donate very kindly structures to his command with their life. TAC missiles coming in, though, from, I think, Hyperion Days. Yep, there we go. Little TAC missile battery there. And a Monkey Lord in production as well. Not being built particularly quickly. There's hardly any build capacity up there. But nevertheless, that could be a little bit of a game changer as this game goes on. But TAC missiles working here on these mass points. Going straight for that T3 mass extractor there under TA for Life's command. That will be a real nuisance for him. And to Crash Kid's credit, he has managed to force back Chile's forces a little bit, who is at the moment running top score in this one. And he's got T3 tech on the field as well. Titans in the mix, and that could be quite the game changer over on this left-hand side of the field. Doesn't look like Crash Kid's got anything immediately in the area he's going to be able to deal with that. He has got a lot of T2 units, but Titans, of course, so very fast, so very deadly. This could be real issues for Team 2. TAC missiles coming in once again, going systematically after the core mass in what was the Chosen's base, now under TA for Life's control, of course. And less mass TA for Life has, the better. Still kind of already pinned down, it's not really the right word. He's burrowed in, shall we say. Got his little fire base together. A couple of nasty looking T2 Seraphim shields with a whole bunch of T2 tech, T2 PD and the like, but Chile pushing very far forward indeed. And Deribu very close to the front, doesn't want to be there at all, and still with only 4,000 power in the bank, he's not going to be able to overcharge any of these units, and this could be horrendous as they focus in on Deribu's commander, shedding hit points like he's got a really bad case of anemic dysentery, and oh no, down he goes at minute 24. Team 2 lose yet another member. One of their rearguard air players goes down. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So Burgundy red player out of the game. And of course that will be transferred to TA for Life's control, giving him yet more mass, although his eco was pretty substandard for a back player, and that won't be a great deal of mass going back over to TA's control. It will be more factories though, and there are a couple of T2 Cybrin factories in there, which is definitely something that Team 1 need to be wary of. How's that Monkey Lord doing? It's about 50 to 60% done. A lot of build capacity on it. We do need to keep an eye on that. Torpedo bombers in the sky. Interesting. There must have been some stuff in the water that Team 1 were concerned about, or potentially just doing a bit of scouting around, but a ton of Nothas in the area. The Seraphim fighter bombers for TA for Life coming across from this side island. Seems to be his main air manufacturing facility over there, and that's something pretty nasty. That could potentially be a snipe on the cards. It's heading over to the left hand side. It's going to pull them up at the back here and wait for their moment, I guess. Titans on the field, still making a real mess of Team 2's ground units. Hovering over the middle. They've got a lot of interceptors in the air as well from Crash Kid. Actually looking pretty healthy on the air front, Team 2. At least for the moment. Those Nothas just circling around. And what have we got here? Chile's quite far forward. He's on an upgrade as well. He has got some shield coverage, but it's just the one. He's got some of his own inties coming into the area as well, so he must be concerned about those Nothas. They were pinged just a minute ago. Scout planes going over, making sure they can see those commanders. Land units from TA for Life coming in and beelining straight for the commanders. Nothas coming in as well. slowing that down to -1. Chile still on that upgrade, one volley away. Shield collapses, takes the commander down to around 13,700 HP. Not a great deal left on the ground though, but there are some flapjacks in the area. They could primary the commander, which is what they're doing. I'm not sure if he cancelled his upgrade there. I didn't get a chance to see, but another volley of Notha fire coming in. Chile's going to have to micro very hard here if he wants to stay alive. 8,600 HP left on the commander. Some T2 units coming in there from Crash Kid. Nice little UEF commander dance we're seeing here, avoiding some of this Notha fire. But another main volley coming in as well from all different directions down into the red. 4,600 HP left on the clock, and still almost all of those Nothas are alive. And if they can't figure out a way to kill him, then he's not going to survive. He's down to 200 HP, and surely one more Notha volley will do it. Down he goes. Some crucial ground blasts there. Bang, and that's really bad for Team 1. He was their star player, ranking 1701. He was going to be the counter to TA for life. They were going to lose anyone. They didn't want it to be him. Of course, all of his stuff will transfer, and I think it's going to go to Nipple Boner's control, which will give him some pretty decent eco to play with for that rearguard air position. There it goes, and that Monkey Lord is just a sneeze of hit points away from being finished. 44,000 HP and ready to cause havoc, and there is nothing on the ground that's going to be able to stand up to that. We've got a few Percivals on the field, but I don't think enough. As we've seen with NGMod, Percivals mince ground experimentals, but this of course isn't NGMod, and there just aren't enough Percys on the field to really worry that Monkey Lord. I don't think should be going straight in here, and they need to get in here and they need to cut down this eco. They need to cut TA for life off from his resources, because he's looking pretty comfortable mode, except he's having some power issues. I don't know what he's actually building. You see him bottoming out there on power, whether he's upgrading something to T3. There we go, we've got T3 air coming on this right-hand island, which is a nice place for it. I've got to say, that is the place you want to be putting it, certainly for the time being. And ASF's on the field as well for Crash Kid, and that seems to be the first T3 air tech that we've got on the field. He has beat TA for life by a sniff. He's been devoting himself to the air game very diligently, and I don't really understand why Hyperion, he's obviously wary of all the stuff on this side, having just lost Chile on this side, but I think he's potentially missing out on a play here. The longer he leaves this, the more time Team 2 have to get defenses in place. And Hyperion Day is concerned about nukes. It's getting to that time in the game, I suppose. If someone was rushing a nuke, 29 minutes gone. Could potentially be seeing a nuke at some time, but haven't seen any as yet. TA still working on yet more PD. He's got lots of TMD as well to counteract those even songs that just aren't breaking through at the moment. Still having power issues though, and I imagine if he's producing ASS, that's going to take a while to iron out. Needs to get some T3 power plants done. You can see he's working on some down here. Once he gets those up and running, that will be the end of his power woes. If I were Team 1, I'd be saying to someone, grab this top island, and everybody else try and pinch this bottom right one while this Monkey Lord goes to work on the center. That would seem sense. Of course, it's ever so easy for me to offer advice when I can see everything. Monkey Lord still yet to commit. It looks like Hyperion is thinking about it. Finally meets up with some of Crash Kid's pillars here, up here at the front. And they are going to get sniped by that microwave laser out of range. Down they go. How many kills on it so far? 43 kills on that, not too shabby. We've got a transport being pinged over here on the right as well from TA for Life. Looks like it's carrying a Percy or two. And at some point a transport's been caught there as well on the right hand side, one of TA for Life's. But it looks like it's going for a drop up here at the back. Either Scotty Rocks or Yuri, passing some static seekers there. Some T1 Aeon static. Not going to have enough damage there to take down that T2 Seraphim transport. All three of those Percys are going to make a landfall. And their target selection is a little woeful at the moment, picking for some of Scotty Rocks' T1 up on the ridge. Can't possibly get a solution on that. And Yuri's commander's on an upgrade. This could be really bad. 3 Percivals. Has he got overcharge available to him? Yes, he does. He needs to cancel that upgrade. He needs to move forward. He needs to overcharge these 2 Percivals, and he might get out of this alive, but he's just not doing it. He does cancel that upgrade. He's wondering what to do, but he's left it too late. Oh my goodness. That's really unfortunate for Team 1. Yuri goes down. 4 Percys in the base at the back still to deal with. And that is real problems. Meanwhile, down here though, that experimental, that Monkey Lord is going to work. 128 kills done for it already. Working on that T3 factory now. Switching up to the Percys in the area. Any things that can really cause it any problems. There's a lot of build capacity in here that it can use to rank up its veterancy. That might help turn the tide a little bit, but still those Percivals up here going to town on what was Yuri's and Olex's base. Nothing on the ground here can deal really with that Monkey Lord. Working on some T2 PD that TA for Life was trying to spam up, some triads. All that build capacity just adding to that veterancy, and 244 kills already on that Spider. And still not looking like there's anything on the ground that can really stop it. And this is the danger. If it clears up everything down here and Team 1 make a bit of a push down here on this left side, then TA for Life could find himself isolated from his partner. He needs to find something to deal with that. And to be fair, it does look like Team 2 have the better of the air game. That's something Team 1 needs to be concerned about. Scotty Rocks does finally have some T3 air techs and ASFs buzzing around, and I think he's finally going to be able to finish off those Percivals from that drop as well. Down it goes, and that's a lot of strap bombers, a lot of shockers in the air. Could they be lining up for a snipe? TA for Life is on the move. I don't know if he scouted those strap bombers. He wants to get in the water or not. It looks like he's going to make it into the pond without any real difficulties. That is a wise decision. There's a difference you see between the top level players and the rest of us. Presence of mind to scout those planes and see that he could get sniped at any time. It's an awful lot of strap bombers that Nipple Boner has accumulated. And finally as well, we've seen a push from Crash Kid to take that top left island. Someone has finally gone for it. I'm amazed that Team 1 hasn't made a play for it at all. Yes, they've been busy, but there's not really any excuse for that. Now we're seeing a bit of a push from Team 2 as well up the right hand side, wanting to finish off this base here, which has been transferred to Nipple Boner's control. And lots of T2 units in the mix there from Crash Kid. Very nice to see. Yes, they're not T3, but still a lot of damage in there from those pillars. I do love pillars. Such a wonderful sight. And so many ASFs in the sky still, and that Monkey Lord is still going. 339, 340 kills. It's now approaching the Field of Doom, covered with triads. Wants to pop those as best he can. Hopefully not going to lose too many hit points in the process. Lots of strap bombers out for TA for life, helping to whittle down those hit points off that Monkey Lord. Fully starred up. 68 points, regen a second coming back onto that Monkey Lord, which is an awful lot. Zaps all of that T1 PD, offering no defense really against it at all. More attack missiles coming in from Hyperion, going after individual PD from the creep actually, which also serves to cut off this forward fire base. TA for life emerging back onto land, going to throw up a T2 shield gen, and this is the right decision. He doesn't want to get caught by any kind of torpedo bomber or anything like that. We got over here, they're still shockers. No, they're not. We've got Solaces up on the field, so Nippleboner responding to TA for life's move into the water hit down here. There's a bit of a counter, and we've got a little bit of a attempt to push him back into the water here from Nippleboner. Oh, not managing to do any damage to the commander at all. And that shield still online, and now he can dart in and out of the water as and when he needs to. And he just needs to be concerned about shooting down those planes, which they can do because Crash Kid and TA for life both going pretty heavily into the ASF's game now. TA for life taking a few rounds to the head there from some strap bombers. And they haven't managed to drive him into the water enough. And had they managed to do that, it would probably just take one pass from this many Solaces to finish that commander off. GC has been started here, although very little commitment put into it at all. Another Spider, 50 or 45, 50% done or so. Finally, that Monkey Lord has been finished off, but look at what it's done. 1, 2, 3 starting locations completely devoid of claimancy. No mass points there whatsoever. Or no mexes there on the mass points, I should say. One hero Percival there from Nippleboner up front, just knocking out units as and when they pass. I think it's going to last too much longer. Not a great deal of hit points left on it. Few units up here from Crash Kid making their way into the rear sections of Team 1's base, and there's virtually no shield coverage at all, no PD, no anti-air in any of this area for Team 1. The only really tanky, turtley place on the map for Team 1 is here, Hyperion Days. And it's a couple of Tech 2 shield gens. Look like they're only partially upgraded there. Not a great deal of coverage, but a few Percivals landing down here, or making their way down here from Nippleboner. Needs to be focusing on the Ravagers though, not the Engineer. That is really bad target prioritization. Finally they start working on those Ravagers. They should have enough there to knock those out, opening up that side of the field. Taking a look at ecos, TA for life, 260 odd mass per tick, although there's a lot of reclaim coming in there. Don't know if that's accurate. Completely full barring on mass. I'd like to see him start an experimental or something. I think he's probably got the mass to do it. His commander, meanwhile, is going for a walk. He doesn't like everything that's been happening on this side of the map. He knows what Nippleboner has been planning and doesn't want to give him any opportunities. And we've got a nuke launcher that has been spammed up down here for TA for life. So that's going to give him some options in a little while when that nuke loads one in the clip. Lots of TAC missiles getting launched there from Scotty Rocks, going after the firebase. There are 4 TMDs up front and a few more staggered behind. It's going to be tough to break, I think. Even with the static TMD, what are they going for exactly? It is tough to say. They're not going to hit any of their targets, that's for certain. And that Monkey Lord that was being built earlier has finished and is now making a push along with some of those Percivals from Nippleboner on this left-hand side. It's an awful lot of build capacity that really should be self-destructed. That's going to add easy veterancy there to that Monkey Lord. But Crash Kid not interested in doing that at the moment at all. 29 kills already on that spider. But TA for Life making inroads up here on the right-hand side at the same time. 172 mass per tick, it looks like what we're getting in terms of true value from TA, I think. Or is that actually 240? I don't know. I can't wait for Sepp to make the alterations. He says he thinks he's found a way. It's going to be very exciting indeed. But how much reclaim does he actually have? 95,000 reclaim compared to the 15,000 that's gone into Hyperion Days. 95,000. That is seriously pro indeed. And some nice air coverage there from Scotty Rocks, protecting his teammate's spider. Once again, all of these mass points are under threat, and there's not really a great deal of defense on the ground. Crash Kid's ACU is here. If I were him right now, I'd be building a T2 transport ready to evac my comm out of there, because there's nothing really to stop that spider from walking straight in to that rear base. On the ground, it seems like Team 1 on the main plateau is still significantly stronger, and now we're seeing quite a lot of ASFs in the sky as well for Nippleboner, who's starting to commit to the airplay in a larger fashion, which we like to see. Still lots of Solaces up here and Shockers. And TA for Life is back down here by the river. He's on another upgrade on his commander. His commander looking pretty beefy already. What have we got on there? He's got T2 tech, he's got the nano repair system, and he's also got the gun upgrade, so he's working on another upgrade there on that commander. Once again, this place looking very nicely cleaned out by Team 1, and that spider, 84 kills on that spider. Nippleboner telling Hyperion to go and kill the commander. There is no defense, indeed there isn't. And at the very least, you can knock out these air factories and land factories. This T3 factory in particular has been giving Team 1 some issues. Extra ASFs in the sky for Team 2. But still, that Monkey Lord not going in the right direction. Guess they're concerned about losing air coverage. TA for Life coming in there with his ASFs and cleaning up the air game. Lots of Percys on the field now, though, for Nippleboner, and Hyperion Days working on yet another spider, which is nearly done. He has got an anti-nuke as well in that silo. What's going on down here? Very nearly got a nuke in the clip for TA, and I just hope that if he's going to start throwing that nuke about, he does a bit of scouting first and recognizes that there is a nuke defense there, and it has been there for some time as well. Because that nuke could potentially turn the game around. See if there's any nuke defense in any of these places around the map. Up at the rear, not seeing any. Be a nice easy kill. Strategic missile defense going up here at the back.
Launch detected.
Just as I say it, that nuke from TA for Life gets launched. Where is it going is the question. That's a tragedy. It looks like it's going straight over to Hyperion Days, but oh my goodness, the spider, no, the Percivals take out Crash Kid down here at the bottom. They just march straight down. Apologies for missing that one. But Crash Kid ejected from the game. It is now 3 versus 1. It's unfortunate that it wasn't the spider, because it would be much easier for the spider to clean up all of this eco, so it wouldn't get immediately just transferred straight over to TA for Life. But that nuke, of course, getting shot down. Anti-nuke doing its job there for Hyperion Days, and now 2 spiders finally looking like they are on their way to crack this walnut that has been such a thorn in Team 2's side, or Team 1's side, sorry. In they come, and they, as much PD as there is there for TA, there is just not going to be enough to repel firepower of that magnitude. In they come. attack missile launchers in there as well. They are going to zap all of that point defense. Down it goes. And that looks like it is going to be the end of Team 2 on the central landmass. So many Percivals down here, look. 2 Monkey Lords free to roam. Surely they can get in amongst all of this stuff and finish it off. And that means it's TA for life on the side islands versus Team 1 that hold the central land mass. It's going to be an uphill battle for TA, that's for certain. But of course, if anyone can do it, it's TA. And all of those ASFs getting caught napping. Oh, that's a shame. Look how many died. ASF Cemetery. Gravestones reading, I was busy elsewhere. Shield gens going down on the bank. And some pinging going on. I guess they expect that to be an airlift for the comm, but that's already happened. TA for life safe over here on the side island. And that is all Team 1 need to kill now. Solaces aren't going to be able to target the land, of course. Those are the torpedo bombers. They thought they could see him on the radar. That's why they were going after that landed bomber, but no such luck. Now, I think all Team 1 need to do is focus hardcore on the air game, and they should have this one sewn up. If they can get out enough ASFs to shut TA for life down and keep him confined to this side of the map, and just get one person say, Hyperion, your job now is to take this, which shouldn't be too hard for them to do, especially since it is on the other side of the map from TA's power base. They should be laughing. Still, this little group of Percivals working on units, and TA actually control Ks the rest of that T1 power. No need to add extra veterancy to those Percivals. It's probably got enough units on the field as it is. Doesn't want to be using up build units. Well, 578, so it's got a long way to go. But he's up to 112,000 units of mass on the reclaim. That is something else, and he's busy spamming up as much T3 anti-air as he can muster. But Team 1 definitely losing out at the moment to the air game. How long before that next nuke arrives? There's a lot of build capacity on it for the moment. TA for life probably just a couple of minutes away from that next nuke. Did we have any anti-nuke? No, but we have a rapid fire artillery installation of salvation that has been placed by Scotty Rocks, showing us I don't know what he's showing us, but his head's emptier than a hermit's address book. That's what he's showing us. No, that's really mean, but that's definitely not the right play, and I think he's abandoned it already, having built 146 hit points of that. I think there's something crazy like 250,000 mass required to go into that, and being as he's got 72 mass per tick coming in, that's probably not a good idea. So he needs to be building anti-nuke is what he needs to be building. Does he have any? Not that I can see at the moment, and if the next nuke comes in there, well, we all know what the story is going to be. A crab under construction, meanwhile, at Hyperion Days' firebase, and they're just not taking the initiative at the moment, Team 1. This is here for the taking. They need to spam power. All of these land units are doing nothing. They don't know why they crossed over the side of the river here to take out these engineers. There's no way they can get up onto the landmass. The only way to attack with land units is to airlift them in. That's probably not the best idea, since they don't have any semblance of air superiority whatsoever. Forward comes that Monkey Lord. 21 kills only on him, and there's a bunch of ASFs ready to cover these strap bombers that can hound that left Monkey Lord. Another one, though, at the same time coming in, and they really do need to finish up all of this build capacity if they can. Get in the back here as well and finish off these factories that have been standing for quite some time. And it was transferred over from Deribu's base earlier on in the game, but now those Monkey Lords making progress, hoovering up those T2 factories there from TA for life. That will be the last of these T3 factories on the mainland for the UEF faction, so no more Percivals coming out from this side, I don't think. Another bombing run coming in from the Strat Bombers. Going for the right Monkey Lord this time, and they continue to press forward, which is the right move. Lots of build capacity in here. A Crab as well, 40,000 HP done on it. Might as well stop building that. I don't think you're going to be able to finish it. Just using up precious resources. Forward they come. Build capacity going pop. T2 P-Gen down. But still free reign on these experimentals from the air, because Team 1 just aren't building ASFs, and that nuke is ready to go. There has been a spy plane that's gone over. It will see that this area is completely vulnerable, and it looks like he's building a transport potentially to eject, or sorry, evacuate his commander. You can see where the nuke is going. If he started moving his commander now, he could get out of there. He's not to know, of course, that it's coming for him, but it would be a safe old bet, having just seen a spy plane go over and knowing that he has no anti-nuke. Of course, look at the lack of structures on the ground down here. If only they could find a way to take out these last few T2 mass, it would be complete division between the two areas. But there goes the nuke. Down it lands. Bam! Does the commander get out of there? No, he doesn't. Scotty Rocks goes down along with all of his base, meaning none of it is transferred over to the teammates. And now it is 2v1, so TA for Life making a nice show of this, and a drop ready to go as well. It looks like a Zooey drop. Plenty of them on board, a couple of T2 Seraphim transports, and lots of ASFs on the ground, or I say on the ground, on the map, in the air for TA for Life. Zooey's making landfall over here at the top plateau. And Team 1 need to be careful about the amount of units here on the ground. They don't have any ground units of their own, but they are dispatching some Strat Bombers to deal with them. Needs to make sure he primaries different targets, though. All the bombs are going to land in the same place, and that's what they've done. Very uneconomical run, that one. And that Crab is now online for Hyperion days as well. It's going to be discouraging those Percivals from moving any further forward, and they're going to take a lot of fire in the rear, which is never fun. It's like trying to kill a herd of ants? A swarm of ants with an elephant's foot. That's why I said herd. I was thinking of elephants. I don't know what's going on there exactly. But those Strat Bombers have now been locked onto by TA for Life's ASFs. They're going to pop those out of the sky without any difficulty whatsoever. And still, those Zooeys are alive, and potentially an awful lot of build capacity is now vulnerable, and it's still producing Strat Bombers when they really need to be producing ASFs. Ever seen so few Zooeys in such a good position, ready to do so much damage? Away they go. Just enjoy the light show as all of those engineers get rinsed. Oh, that's painful. That's so painful. And there's ground factories up here as well. It could have been spamming Auroras to run and take those out. Not to mention, we've also got Strat Bombers now coming in from TA for Life with a little bit of extra harassment, going after all of the rear sections of Nippleboner's base, and there's nothing he can do about it because he hasn't been producing ASFs. And I kid you not, I think that Team 1 have just gifted this win to TA, who, don't get me wrong, has done a marvellous job in this game, but it's always tough to see. I think it's fair to say that part of their problem has been intel related. Well, apparently not. They do have Omni, so there really is no excuse for that. They should have had that covered. 51 minutes down, they can't be suffering from brain lock. Shouldn't think. I say that, I suffered from brain lock at minute 1, so it happens. I do appreciate it. Strat bombers coming in, working on that T3 air factory. And that is, I think, the only T3 air factory that I was about to say Nippleboner has, but I think that Team 1 has, and that will be the end of their ability to make any ASFs. And when that goes down, that is going to be surely Team 1 out of this game. A little bit of performance lag going on now. It's with the dual settings I've got on my expert. Apologies for that. More drops coming in. Lots of engineers. And TA just working now on re-establishing a base. He's got a little bit to worry about in the form of these Percivals that are making a little bit of a push. It's the one place where Team 1 aren't weak is on the ground on the mainland. And they're going to respond by trying to spam up a Scathis, which might have been nice, say, 15-20 minutes ago if they could have fitted it in with the mass, but it's just too much of a tall order now. I don't think they've got the eco to get that up and stay in the game. They need to somehow get a handle on this air game, and we've got broadswords coming in as well. The T3 air factory up here on the top island, gifted over from Crash Kid. Still those ambassadors. The ambassadors? I think no, they're Sinithas and ambassadors going to work on that air factory, which is getting repped up as quickly as Nippleboner. I still can't say it with a straight face. It's ridiculous. I'm such a child. And down it goes. So no more T3 air for the moment for Team 1, and no ability to fend off broadsword attacks, which seem to be the new measure of the day. It's how they're going to deal with all of this land on the mainland. I think that has definitely sealed the fate for Team 1 in this game. We gave a pretty good show, to be fair. Did an excellent job down here in the early game. Managed to take out half of Team 2 for almost no response, except for that early kill, of course, by TA against Orlix. Those Percivals stand no chance, no ability to fire back on those broadswords. Major performance lag there. Because I am just running through this now, because to be honest, there's little ability that either side has to attack their opponent. Let's take a look at how things have worked out eco-wise. 200,000 reclaim for TA. That is insane. That is actually insane. He's reclaimed 2/3 of a Mavor. And it's still flying up. Admittedly, of course, he's had plenty of access to it. All of the structures and the fighting that's been going on this side of the map, he's basically hoovered it all up. That's just insane, though. Scathis, to their credit, is half done, but I think they're going to struggle to defend it. It's going to be so easy for TA to knock it out immediately with a strap bomb rush, of which he's got quite a few now. They're lining up on the beach, ready to go at a moment's notice. Bunch of strats, and he's also accumulating a nasty horde of broadswords, which can come in after the initial pass, of course, on those strats, which have knocked out the shields and finish whatever they're after. And those strats on the move now. This could potentially be the beginning of the end. Don't forget, of course, there's a nuke launch down here, and it does have a nuke in it as well. So TA for Life has options. He could just go for the nuke defense, snipe that, and that will be Team 1 out of this for certain. He doesn't even need to focus on the commanders. He just has to take out one building, and in they come. Sam's fire away, bombs away. First volley going to impact on the shields. Will there be enough to deplete the shielding? There's quite a lot of shielding there, but there's a lot of strap bombers, and it looks like they're either going for a commander kill or straight for the strategic missile defense. 2,300 HP left on the strat missile defense, but it gets taken out with a follow-up strat. In come the broadswords. What are they primarying? Going straight after the Myrmidons, the Sams, but it's all going to be over now. Nothing to stop TA for Life just nuking that firebase, which has been the one stronghold that Team 1 have held on to in this. Those Myrmidons finally take out the rest of
Strategic
those
launch
broadswords,
detected.
but away goes the nuke. And that is game. And that is how you fight 3v1. Very impressive, TA. I like it. Yes, Team 1 made some crucial mistakes, but it's still incredibly hard to fight against those odds. And in a halo of majestic, godly fire, this game will come to a close as both commanders, I think, will get caught in this. Boom, baby! My eyes. There they go. Team 1 defeated. TA for Life is victorious. What a game. And I'd just like to say on a personal note as well, I'd like to dedicate this cast to TA, for without him I would have no subs, really. He got me started off and provided the encouragement necessary as well to keep going. And I think last check he had around 700 videos of on his channel himself, which is, incidentally, if anyone isn't subbed to him or haven't watched his stuff, praise Google our master. He's got an unprecedented knowledge of the game. And really, no one has done more on the PR front than TA to help FAF and to keep the community growing. So, huge thank you to him. And if you're watching, dude, we salute you for both your efforts and that performance. It was much good, I like. Anyway, guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed that. More to come from me in the future. In the meantime, stay well and stay safe. This is Gyle, signing out.